This is a Rogue Squadron podcast. We've got a special event planned today for you and viewers like you.
It's one of our other segments that is not a regular episode. We're here with an interview with someone that we like.
So today we have one of a special guest with us. He is, I would call him a famous YouTuber. He does heavy metal versions of pop songs. His name is Mr. Andrew Baena. So we're welcoming him in our ear holes, and we're gonna ask him some questions. I'm excited for him. For this interview because I am one of his fans.
One of his fans. Yeah, he's a badass. He's all over YouTube. He started off doing those heavy metal covers, got huge, and then he also has his own band, original side project stuff, everything. So just check out his YouTube channel. There's something there for everyone.
Yes.
And here we go. We're going to get into this interview real quick.
All right, well, while we have Mr. You go by Andrew?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
we're going to give you a nickname at the end of the
Okay.
All right.
Usually you're Baena, either one.
Baena, okay. Well, while we have Mr. Andrew Baena here with us, of course, we have some questions, and we've got a lot of stuff that we want to get into. I guess first off, how did you start with all the music videos and doing the gent stuff?
I think when I was younger, in high school, I always listened to those those Punk Goes Pop albums.
Yeah.
Where it's all bands that I used to listen to, or some of them I still listen to, and they would do metal versions of pop songs, and I was just like, holy shit, that's so cool! I never knew that this pop song could sound this heavy or whatever. And I always thought that was really interesting. And then I found some other people on YouTube who were doing it, and I was like, oh shit, I had no idea you could do it yourself. In my mind, I was 15 years old. I was like, oh, you have to be a professional musician, and you have to go to a recording studio and blah, 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 blah. And then I figured out that totally wasn't the case. And I could buy $200 worth of shit and be set, and I would be able to record whatever I wanted. So I did that. I think my parents got me a really small recording thing for Christmas one year, and that's kind of where it began. Actually, before that, I used to fucking I used to have you remember Rock Band, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I used to take the microphone that came with Rock Band, and I used to duct tape it to my 15-watt Marshall amp and plug that.
That's awesome.
It's legit.
And plug that into my laptop, and that's how I recorded guitars. And then I straight up exported MIDI drums and used that as my drum track. It's pretty hilarious.
Nice.
I think I still have some up somewhere. I'll have to find it because they're pretty cringeworthy.
Right.
I love hearing the original stuff.
But yeah, and then from there I just kept going and taught myself how to record. And through my university program, we learned a bit of videography stuff. So that's how I kind of got better at, producing more quality videos rather than just cell phone camera or GoPro or whatever. Yeah, and that's where I'm at today, I guess.
That's funny you say
Nice.
that because I don't know where I've been, because I've up until last week I hadn't heard of the Punk Goes Pop. And one of my roommates, because I was showing one of my roommates one of your videos, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's just like
Sounds
this
exactly
stuff."
like this thing, yeah.
And I'm like, "What happened? Why did I didn't know any?"
I remember those way back when we first discovered punk, and we tried to be all crazy hardcore, and we would listen to no effects versions of Britney Spears or some random bullshit like that. Yeah, it's been a while, but I remember those.
See, the one the first one I heard was Children of Bodom did "Oops, I Did It Again" by Britney Spears or something like that.
I remember that. That was a while
but
ago.
it's so legit, and they even put in a solo and everything, and it's
I love it.
I can't.
I think the first one I heard was I think it was I Set My Friends on Fire, Soulja Boy or something like that. It's pretty hilarious.
That's fun. I'm gonna have to look that up now. Let's see. So,
Heavy
music
metals.
going forward. So give us a musical background of what you grew up with, because I'm really interested to. This is a loaded question. Jesus Christ.
How many questions are you asking?
What musically? What were you into at a young age, and what are you getting into now?
Right. Well, I didn't really care about music at all until I was like, I don't know, 13 or something like that. So basically first year of high school for me. And then one of my really good friends in high school, he was like, oh, like, I really like this band, Linkin Park and System of a Down and Slipknot, stuff like that. So he started showing me that, and I fucking hated it when he first showed it to me. I was like, man, like, why would anyone listen to this? And then basically I hung out with him so much, and he just played it all the time around me that eventually I kind of was like, okay, like, all right, it's okay, I guess. And then eventually I started to really like it. So my first like super, favorite band when I was a kid was Linkin Park for sure. And then so that was kind of I guess it's not really metal, but at the time I was like 13 and I was like, whoa, like this is so crazy. But looking back on it, it's not heavy at all.
Well, I mean, they always had a unique sound, and for what they do, it is pretty heavy. You know, it's kind of like a pop.
Well, they're older stuff, right?
They're still around. Was what saying?
Yeah, they're still around, but their new stuff is all like weird, like indie, like electronic stuff. I don't know. It's not the same at all.
I think I did hear one
I haven't heard
newer thing, and I was just like, this is impossible to
I don't
listen
think
to.
I've heard anything since Meteora. Actually.
Yeah, no, Meteora was where it kind of capped.
Well, it was like their peak. Like, what? I mean, there was like one bad song on that entire album. Everything else, I was going through it because I downloaded it on Spotify, and every song I was like, I remember this song. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it was.
I
great.
remember all the lyrics still. Anytime it comes on shuffle, I'm like,
right.
But yeah, so I went from like Linkin Park to I think like System of a Down was the next one. And they're not really similar, but they're like they're heavier. And then from that it went to like Slipknot, and then I don't know, it just progressively got like heavier and heavier, and then it was like Suicide Silence and Job for a Cowboy, and then I was just like, oh god, like what is happening? But I used to
I can't handle it.
Everything's exploding.
I used to be like super into like deathcore as well, like I don't know, when I was like 17 or something, so like 6 years ago. Fuck, that's crazy that it's that long ago. But yeah, I don't know, I used to listen to a lot of deathcore. That's actually why I bought my first 7-string guitar, was originally to play like deathcore, because I really liked Suicide Silence and Whitechapel, and they both played like Drop A, which was like super low at the time.
Whitechapel has a sound that I've never heard before. They just every song starts and it's just like, God, they're close to that brown note. Yeah, where you just crap yourself as soon as they chug.
Drop. The first time I heard Whitechapel's vocalist, I was just like, this can't be real. Like,
I know.
There's no way that's possible.
The dude's so small too. I think I saw him live, and I'm like, that can't be the dude that's making that noise. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. He's really short, man. I saw them live too, and like, the drummer in my band has like interviewed him before, and he's like, I think he's like shorter than my drummer, and it's weird. Like, it's trippy because you wouldn't expect that. But yeah, and then so that's why I got like my first like 7-string guitar. But then that didn't really like go anywhere. I kind of just like was messing around, like not really taking it too seriously. It was just for fun. And then like my first year of university was when I heard of like, I don't know, like when the whole gent thing started for me. I can't really remember.
I don't really know when gent started in general. Like it just all of a sudden everything was gent.
Yeah, I didn't even hear that word.
I started listening to it when I was like I don't know, like 19. So it was like 2010, 11 or something. And I think I was listening to like probably like Periphery and Volumes or something like that. Those were like the two, or Monuments. I don't know, stuff like that.
Monuments was a great band, yeah. I do like Periphery too.
And then I started listening to that stuff, and I was like, whoa, this is like totally different from what I usually listen to, but I really liked it. And then I remember I was having like a really hard time like finding songs to learn that were on 7-string guitars back then. And then I found all these new gent bands, and I was like, whoa, what is gent? And then I like looked up all of it, and they were all playing like 7-8-string guitars, and I was like, oh shit, this is crazy. So then all of a sudden there was like all this new music that I could play on my 7-string. So then I started learning all that stuff, and then kind of just spiraled from there to where I'm at now. And now I don't really know what I'm pretty much listening to like the same shit, honestly. Now it's just like, I don't know. I'm still like in love with like Volumes. The new Periphery was pretty good. Some of it, I don't know, it was okay. It was a little poppy, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm really I really like Viljarda, like Humanity's Last Breath. Those bands are like way heavier.
You listen to any Between the Buried and Me?
Yeah, dude, I'm actually wearing the shirt right now.
Nice, yes. I've seen them probably I think 3 or 4 times. And it just. Have you heard their new trailer? Their new single that they dropped?
Yeah. What's it called again?
I can't remember.
Forget too, but it's weird because it's mostly clean vocals, which is such a shift, but it's still so BT Bamish that I just that's one of my favorite bands of all time right now, and they
same with me. I think that I totally forgot to mention Protest the Hero, Between the Buried and Me. They were like my favorite bands of all time in like I don't know, grade 12, and I have like all of Protest the Hero's vinyls on my wall.
Oh wow!
I have like a tour poster of Between the Buried and Me from like Australia. Like I have a bunch of random shit around me right now. But yeah, like those 2 bands are insane. I've seen them both a lot of times, probably the most out of any bands I've seen actually.
It's cool because I saw them up in Cleveland, and. So they put on just a hell of a show. Obviously, it's Between the Buried and Me, and it was cool because they just, as soon as the set was done, they handed off their guitars and stuff, and then just jumped off stage and started shaking our hands and stuff. And it was just like these dudes are just everyday normal guys. They like their music. They're their own fans.
So down to earth.
Totally, yeah.
That's why I love.
Well, they definitely make it for themselves. If they didn't make it for themselves, I don't think they would sound like they do because it's so weird and crazy. But luckily for them, a lot of other people liked it, so it worked out. Yes, but I totally agree, man. Like I met Paul and their bassist Dan, I think his name is. I met those 2 guys. Like I was just like walking downtown the night or the day of the show, and they like came out of like a Starbucks or something, and I was like, "Holy shit, it's you guys!" And I was like,
"It's you!"
I was like, mind blown. I think I said that. I was like, "Oh, it's you!" And they like looked at me like, "Yeah, it's us," and then like took a picture with me and walked away. And I was just like, "What the fuck? That really just happened?" And I was like, couldn't believe it.
It's surreal. I love it.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's awesome. Back to the gent thing. I don't really know where that word even came from because like you would play stuff and like say, "Hey, this is gent. Have you heard this?" And I was like, I mean, yeah, it sounds like stuff that I've heard before, but what is this term that popped up?
Well, it's kind of stupid. So from my understanding is it's the like heavy palm muting. So it's like the palm muting chugging, and it's just that style.
Right.
So it's weird that because it sounds like degent, but
it's weird that they just made up a term for it. Stuff that I had already heard, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
that's pretty much like where it originated from. Was like I think it was like originally like what you said, like it was just pretty much like a guitar tone associated with that word. But then like I don't know, all these bands started coming out and everyone just called them like gent bands. So I think I don't know. I think it is a genre. Like I know there's a lot of like debate whether it's a genre or not, but like I think it is. Like why not, right? Like there like a lot of bands that play in like the gent style have like very specific traits that are only played with like that type of music. So doesn't that mean it's a genre? I don't know. That's the way I think of it, at least.
It is very like when I think of gent, it's all a guitar style though. And then while there is like a lot of technical stuff, but it is just that guitar tone and the I don't know. Why wouldn't it be a subgenre? I hate getting into conversations about genres
it's so
of
hard
metal.
because how many freaking subgenres of every main genre are there?
Right.
It's out of control now, and it's just gonna get. It's
like
just gonna keep going.
If there's a subgenre called like porn grind, like why the hell can't?
Of course,
porn grind.
Yeah, I mean it's like it's just gonna keep getting crazier and crazier. Yeah. People are just gonna start. Porn grind.
I think the problem too with it, like I don't know if you guys want to get into this, like whatever. But the last point I'll say about it, I guess, is like the only other thing that I think is like so interesting about it is it's like it's one of the like first, I guess, like major genres or subgenres or whatever that has come out like since the invention of the internet. Like it kind of became a genre because of the internet, and I think maybe that's why a lot of people are like, what the fuck, like it can't be a real thing or it's not a genre or whatever, because like I don't really know, because it kind of just came from like nowhere and like from the internet, and it was just like a made up thing that became something bigger. I don't know. A lot of people seem to have a problem with it. I'm not quite sure why, but
Well, those people are dumb. Because obviously, if there's bands calling themselves gent bands, it's a genre.
You have to accept it, move on.
Just accept it, move on.
That's what I
get on that porn grind.
Porn grind. Gent porn grind.
Oh God.
Oh God! Don't do that. We don't want to go there. Outside of metal, is there anything that you listen to? No. Okay. Let's see.
Metal's the only thing that matters.
Not really. Not really. And I listen to pop music, but it's pretty much exclusively for the reason of making covers of it. Like, I don't know. I don't really listen to pop for fun. It's more like, oh, I should do a cover of this song. So I'm going to listen to it 1,000,000 times, but that's about it.
Now, I did want to ask you, how do you pick your songs? It's just like a certain beat that you think I could gent the fuck out of that.
Yeah. Well, it kind of depends. It depends who picks the song, because the guy who I do a lot of my covers with, Brian Storm, he picks a lot of them for me, because I don't really... Like I said, I don't really listen to pop or the radio, so I don't even really know when new pop songs are out or whatever. Mm-hmm. So he's usually the one that's like, yo, dude, whatever, this new Wiz Khalifa song came out and it got 10 million views in a week. We should cover it. So to some extent, we pick a song based on how likely it is that it'll go viral. That's usually how we start picking. So we look at okay, so we look at the Billboard charts or whatever. And we're like, okay, these top 10 songs. So let's pick one of them, and then I'll listen to all 10 of them, and then kind of just pick and choose which one of them I think I could probably do something with. Because there are some songs when I listen to it, even if it's guaranteed it would get 1 million views or whatever, if I listen to it and I don't like it at all, then I'm not going to do it, because I have to have some type of fun with it, right?
Right.
It's really, I've tried it before where I just force myself to cover a song that I don't really like, and it just never ends up being good. So to some extent, we pick it based on how popular it is at the time, but also it has to be fun. And I don't really know how to explain it. It just kind of clicks with me, when I'm listening to it, and then I don't know. I just listen to it a few times, and if I feel something with the song, then I'll go for it and see what happens.
I can see you driving in your car, listening to some Taylor Swift or something, and then just in between her singing, you're just going dun 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 with your mouth, just I can fucking make that shit heavy right there.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, definitely. I'll jam it in my car or in my room or whatever, and I'm oh, I could totally think of a guitar riff or a drum beat or whatever that would go at this part. That's usually how it starts. It's not the whole song. It'll be one very specific part of a song, where I'm oh, I have a really good idea for that part of the song. So then I'll go and record just that part, and then I'll kind of work my way out from there to try and do the whole song. But with that being said, there's a lot of times where I've done or tried to do a song, and I've ended up only making a very small section of the song and not being able to think of anything for the rest of it. So I just don't do it. But yeah, that's usually how I start out.
Well, there's a lot of pop songs out there that half the song isn't even music. It's just weird beeps and bubbles, and it's just how am I supposed to make this gent? I need something to build off of.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, basically.
Now, does Brian Storm, does he pick stuff kind of, he thinks he can do some vocals over a certain song, and he kicks it to you, and you're like, dude, there's nothing here.
Yeah. There's definitely been some times where he's wanted to do a song, and I'm man, I don't think I can do this, and we either won't do it at all, or he'll do it with his other channel or whatever.
Because you did Eminem's what was it? What Eminem did you?
Monster.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's cool that you even went that far to, because that's something I would never think someone would be able to remake and make heavy, and you did it quite well. Yeah, I mean, across the board, all of your stuff, works so well. So I want to know, what's the process? Once you pick a song, is it riff by riff, or is it you just, like you said, you kind of go backwards? You pick one riff that you think will work, and then you just kind of walk backwards through it?
Yeah. Usually, I think I usually start with the chorus of the song, because that's usually the simplest part of any song because it's just like whatever, like it's focused on the singing and there's kind of just like, you know, rhythmic stuff behind it. So I usually do the chorus first, and then if I'm liking how that sounds, then I'll go and do like a verse. Basically, I do it in like a really weird order. I go like chorus and then like verse and then like breakdown and then like intro. Or that's usually how it works. Like the intro is always like the hardest part for me to figure out because like I really like my covers to sound somewhat like the original version of the song. And that's something that I like really try hard to do because I've seen so many covers where a band will just like call it a cover of a pop song and it's just like it could be like any metal song and the only thing that's the same as the original is just the lyrics, and like I think that's kind of lame in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I like when I do covers, I try like really hard to make sure like it's recognizable to people who don't listen to metal, like what they're listening to. And that's why we keep a lot of like clean singing, like at least for choruses, so the chorus is the same, so people will be like, oh shit, it's totally that whatever Eminem song or Miley Cyrus or Taylor Swift or whatever, like they recognize it even if everything other than the vocals are like completely different, if that makes any sense.
I mean,
that makes perfect sense.
It's pretty obvious though. That was one of my points. You do it so well that you stay so true to the original song that there is no question. But then again, you know, it's because you're just like right in the middle. A lot of metal fans will listen to your stuff, and then even like pop fans will you know, they'll find your Miley Cyrus thing and just be like, wow, this is actually legit. Like the song hasn't changed that much.
Yeah, people that we've played it for or have been around when we're listening to the stuff hate metal. I try to play Binky Bam, even like the softer parts. I'm like, just focus, just listen. They're so good. Just get used to it. And they're like, this is terrible. I hate it. Sounds like Satan. And then play the stuff, and they recognize the song, so they're more inclined to like listen to it and try to give it a chance. And they love it. All of them. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I'm really fucking happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Going forward, do you have any projects? Are you working on videos now, or is it just summertime mixed drinks hour for you?
Summertime is like cover time. Like that's when I try and do my music stuff because, you know, like I said, I'm in university, so during the rest of the year, I'm doing like 3-4 courses, plus working, plus trying to do music, plus make time for my girlfriend, like all that stuff. So in the summer, I don't have to worry about school at least. So I have way more time for music. So I'm going to try and bust out like at least 2 videos a month, hopefully, if not more. I'm working on some stuff right now. I'm trying to think of what it is though. Well, right now, I was actually just right before you called me, I was working on, it's actually not like a cover, but I'm making like this PC and Mac application where you just like hit a button and it just generates like random breakdowns.
That's fucking awesome.
That is awesome.
So I was just working on that. Hopefully I'll have that out in like a week or 2. I got a cover of Uptown Funk coming out, but
yes, I'm excited.
Yeah, but we redid it and we called it Downtune Funk, and it's just like really ridiculously heavy, and we're trying to get the do you guys know Black Tongue?
Yeah.
Okay, we're trying to get the vocalist of Black Tongue to feature on it, so it's going to be like ridiculously heavy, hopefully. But yeah, and we changed all the lyrics to be about like gent and fall and like super cheesy shit, but it should be pretty funny. What else? Oh fuck yeah, and I'm actually meeting Brian Storm for the first time ever in my life. Because he lives in Virginia and I live in Vancouver. I've never met the guy.
I didn't realize that
either.
Because the editing on your videos
makes
is
it look
so
like
good.
It makes it look like you're in the same
dude,
spot.
I've never met him before. He lives in Virginia.
That's not too far from us.
Well, kind of.
Closer than Vancouver, though.
Wow, I never realized that. So do you guys like just obviously over the internet? He'll send you the vocals and you just got to piece it all in.
Yeah, he just sends me his vocals in video file and I put it all together, and then that's how it's been for the past like 2-3 years.
Damn,
that's awesome.
We should just set up a huge event and just collaborate. We're kind of in the middle. Just come to Columbus and we'll just do a huge gent event. It even rhymes, dude. It even rhymes.
Javent.
yeah, so he's coming down to Vancouver like next week. And so I'm gonna have a cover ready for him when he gets here, so we can do like our first cover in person together, which will be awesome. I think we're gonna try and do that new Wiz Khalifa song, "See You Again." It was for like Fast and Furious.
Oh yeah, I heard that on the radio.
Yeah, I haven't really listened to it much yet. I'm probably gonna be working on it after this interview because I gotta get that done because he's gonna get here in a week, and yeah, gotta get that done. Other than those two covers, I don't like particularly have anything in mind right now. Most of the time it's kind of just waiting around and keeping an eye on what's new and what's trending and listening to that and trying to figure something out. But yeah, in addition to that, like other than like my YouTube stuff, I'm working a lot on my band's album. We're trying to put together a full length for hopefully sometime this summer. We'll see.
Because the one that you released was like a 5-track with Galactic Pegasus.
We have 2 EPs, and they're both I think they're both 5 tracks. One might be 6, but yeah, we've only done EPs before, so we're trying to do like a full length this time around because our lineup has changed like a lot over the past 2 EPs. Like on the first EP, it was like me and this other guy named Trevor on vocals. And I wasn't doing guitar, or like I was writing the guitar parts, but like I wouldn't play them live, so it was all weird. And then the second EP, I stopped doing vocals and I just did guitar. And then we kicked out our vocalist and our bassist from that EP. So our new album is going to sound probably different again. So we're still kind of like trying to find our sound, I guess. But I don't know. Our new stuff is sounding pretty good. It's more, it's a little less like breakdown oriented, which is I think more interesting.
Yeah.
And our new bassist is like really good. Like he's a better guitarist than me and probably the other guitarist in my band. I don't know, because he went to like music school and he fucking shreds. It's crazy, but he's playing bass for us, but he's also like writing a lot of the guitar stuff. So yeah, it should be pretty interesting. And we're releasing a song on like May 6th, which is next week actually. So yeah,
it's interesting to have a bassist write the guitar stuff that could have a really big impact on the sound of the band.
Yeah, actually, I really like it because on our first EP, our first bassist was the same way. Like he was primarily a guitarist who played bass in the band, and like he did the same thing. Like he wrote a lot of the guitar stuff, and we really liked that. So we're pretty happy to have someone new in the band who's going to do that again.
Now, how often do you do vocals? Because most of your stuff, I see you do the guitar stuff, but I go back on your feed and I see you doing some vocal stuff. How often do you do that?
I not very often. I used to do it a lot more. Like I said, like I used to do vocals in GP, but the way that I do it is probably like completely wrong because I tend to like I kind of like hurt my throat. That's why I don't do it as much.
Just bleed from the mouth. I think I'm doing it incorrectly.
Yeah, I think something's wrong. Speaking of, but yeah, I don't know. I don't do vocals too often. I do them like every week at practice because I do like backup vocals. But as for like recording, I don't know, maybe like once every couple months or so. Then usually I don't do like full songs. It's usually just like messing around and just to like, because every once in a while I'll be like, man, I really miss doing vocals. And then I'll do like 30 seconds of vocals and be like, all right, well, I'm tired now. So
well, I remember why I stopped doing that.
Well, fuck
yeah, exactly.
I've always wanted, after listening to your stuff, I've always wanted to hear you do a Rush song.
A Rush song?
Just any Rush song, because there's so much there that I feel like you can...
Throwing out a request?
Yeah, throwing out a request. But that would be so BT Bamish that it's... Because there's all over the place all the time.
Yeah.
So it'd be very hard to like make it simpler, but still stay true to the stuff.
Yeah, and Rush is one of those bands where if I do it bad...
right, you'd just be shunned forever.
Yeah, the fanboys would know.
Yeah.
The fanboy.
They're a Rush fan.
Yeah.
I want to go kind of nerdy music for a second because I'm curious all the developments we've had with recording software and all that. I'm just curious, like, what if you do all the recording yourself? Like, what DAW do you use? What are you running your guitars through? Are you using amps, or are you doing all like plugins and stuff to process your guitars? Kind of what's your setup with that?
Sure, yeah. I use my DAW is Reaper. The main reason I use it is because it has a free trial that never expires, to be honest.
Nice.
And that's just what I learned on, so that's what I know how to use, and I've just stuck with it ever since. So I use that. I have a Line 6 Pod HD Pro, and I use that both as my interface and usually for my guitar tones, but depending on the song, like for genty stuff, I like using my Pod. But for more like metalcore type of tones, I use software called Bias by Positive Grid, and it's just like a VST plugin. It's pretty cool. You can like design your own. You can basically design your own amp, your own cab, your own everything in there. So it's pretty awesome.
Nice.
So I kind of switch between Bias and Pod, basically. And I've always kind of used like Line 6 stuff just because it's cheap and it sounds good and it's easy and fast. That's the main thing for me. Because like I'm not like I don't know what the proper word for it is, but like I'm not like, I don't like have an extremely deep understanding of recording, I guess is the best way to put it. Because I just kind of taught myself by just watching like tutorials and shit. Like, so a lot of the stuff I do, I'm kind of either basing it off of something I saw someone do, or I just like did a bunch of stuff and it happened to sound good, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess that works.
Keep going with that.
Because at the end of the day, that's all that really matters, right? Like, I mean, it doesn't really matter how you get there as long as it sounds good.
Yeah, that's what I try to explain to people.
I've always thought of it that way, like, and that's why, like, I'm totally, like, I know, like, you know, the Pod HD is, like, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but it totally does everything I need, so, yeah, I've just been using that.
Perfect.
And before that, I was using another Line 6, the Pod Studio GX, which is, like, I think it was, like, $90 brand new, and it's, like, literally, it was, like, a box, like, that big, and you just plug your guitar into it, and then it comes out in a USB, and that is all.
Wow. And then do you do like the mixing and stuff for your tracks, or do you get everything ready and send it to someone else?
No, I do all the mixing as well, and I do that all within Reaper. I use, for plugins, I usually just use like, I use like Tune Track products like Easy Drummer and Easy Mix, and again, like they're fast and easy to use. And I use like the stock Reaper plugins for like EQing and compression and limiting and all that good stuff.
Right.
I do it all myself, just in my bedroom.
Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of those DAWs. Their native plugins are super, super powerful. A lot of people don't understand. They think they want to get software and then they have to buy a bunch of like Waves plugins and get this outboard gear. And if you just like study up a little bit and know what you're doing, you can get a lot out of what comes with the software by itself. Yeah,
totally. I think that's something that a lot of, because I mean, there's totally like this revolution that's been happening over the past like 5 years where like so many people know how to record in their bedrooms now that like literally anyone can make music. Like if you're starting a band, chances are someone in your band knows how to record to some extent, right? But with that being said, a lot of people like fall into the trap where they're just like, oh, like if I want to record, I have to have like, you know, an Axe FX2 and I have to buy like Superior Drummer and I have to do this and this and this and this. And it's like, well, no, you don't really need all that stuff. Like it'll make you sound, it won't even necessarily make you sound better if you don't know what you're doing, right?
Right.
Well, that's like the beauty and the beast of it. Like anyone can do this stuff. So like terrible stuff comes out of it. And then there's people like you that actually like understand how to do it and can actually capitalize on it. So I feel like even with the internet too, that anyone can put out anything. It's just like, stop.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Some people
don't continue doing that. But then there's the people like you that, you know, actually know what they're doing and can do it well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it's not like I just became like that overnight. Like I said, like I used to do like way shittier things. Like I used like Audacity and like a Rock Band mic duct tape to a thing, right? Like,
I mean, you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah. So
how did you get going? Rock Band, bitch.
Yeah. How'd you get your tone, dude? Rock Band mic through a 15-watt Marshall.
Can you? You need to put your songs on Rock Band and have it like a downloadable thing, so I can bust out some Rock Band and play your Wrecking Ball shit.
Yeah,
I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, well, I think they're like making a new version of Rock Band for Xbox One and PS4 and all that.
Where you actually have to play instruments. It's just called band. And you have to start a band.
Yeah, they're trying to like reboot like Rock Band and Guitar Hero and all that stuff for like the next gen consoles. So I don't know. Maybe that would be something we can look into.
My buddy actually, I don't know what it's called, but he had it for his Xbox One where he actually plugged in his guitar.
Rocksmith.
Rocksmith.
I haven't messed with that yet.
It looks so legit. Like you actually have to learn how to play guitar.
Yeah.
Which I can't, but it's a cool idea.
I've been, I think Josh has it, our buddy, and I've been meaning to just like plug my guitar in and just see how it plays and see if I can do anything with it.
It's pretty legit. I've watched him play.
Might go buy that today.
Yeah, I think the problem with that was it came out like right when Rock Band and Guitar Hero were like dying. So if it would have come out like 2 years earlier, it would have been awesome. But since it came out near the tail end when nobody really cared anymore, it didn't do so well.
That stuff's hard as fuck to go back to. I picked up Guitar Hero. My fingers don't work anymore.
Dude, it took time, man. We used to be able to play almost all those on Expert. Now I just can't even get through like Mississippi Queen on fucking easy or something.
Oh my God. I always try to go back and play Thunder Horse by Death Clock.
Right.
Can't. That pisses me off.
It's quick, man. Quick.
Well, it's the I don't even want to get into it. The part where the horse is like the timing on that, I'm just
galloping,
the galloping
kind of riff,
triplet fucks. I hate it. So I want to step away from music. You said, do you game at all?
Yeah.
What?
I do. I game on like Xbox One. I'm a console gamer. I don't know. For some reason, I've never liked PC gaming.
It's a different style.
I think it's mostly just because I really, really suck at keyboard and mouse. And also, like, I don't really like sitting in, like, my office chair to play games. Like, I would rather, like, lie around on a couch with, like, a big screen. I don't know. It's kind of... But, yeah, I've always been that way. So, yeah, I got an Xbox One, I don't know, like, in November or something. So I just been gaming on that.
Now...
And my girlfriend has a PS4.
We have to ask you, do you play Battlefield at all?
No.
Damn it!
Like no, it's okay.
No, it's not.
That's like our game of choice. We're obsessed with.
Yeah, we got into it. We started with Battlefield 4, and it's just taken us by storm because all the other first-person shooters for us is just run around and kill people. But
not that Battlefield isn't running around.
Well, it is, but there's a little more strategy.
Yeah.
So what's
Battlefield is like too realistic for me to enjoy. I think
you can't play it by yourself. You have to have someone else on your team because it will just piss you off.
Yeah, trust me.
But yeah, I haven't really played too much recently just because there hasn't really been any new games out. I was really into like Destiny for like a couple months. I just beat the most recent game I beat was like Ori and the Blind Forest, which is like a throwback to like an old school platforming game. It's pretty awesome.
Oh, okay.
It kind of reminded me of like like Metroid Fusion and like Castlevania.
Oh,
it's
wow,
pretty
sweet.
Is it like
but it has like amazing graphics. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of those like indie arcade games. They're pretty.
Yeah, I think it's on like Steam as well. It's like $20 or something. It's really, really good. Yeah, I beat that. Me and my girlfriend have been playing Kingdom Hearts 2 again. Because why not?
Nice, yeah.
Right. There are those games that you always fall back on. Mine are a couple PC games. I always fall back on Age of Empires and StarCraft, just so I can. I just like the building up and the strategy games. But I don't. It doesn't take weeks to get back into. I could just plug it up. And I literally uninstall everything, and if I feel like playing it, I install it 1 minute and playing it the next minute, and then uninstall it because
because you play original StarCraft, and that was just like
1994.
The whole game's like 10 megabytes, nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Awesome. Now, do you keep up with Star Wars at all with the new trailers and the new video games?
No, I've been watching the new trailers, but like. I watched all the Star Wars when I was way too young, and I really need to watch them again because I did not understand it when I was a kid.
It happens.
I know that probably like hurts to hear because of the name of your fucking channel.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, we understand.
We just understand there's people out there that aren't smart enough to. No. we are way too into it. And us being fanboys with all the new stuff coming out, we're just
We've
geeking.
been freaking out. Yeah.
I do know the trailer for the new Star Wars game looked like insane though. Like, I'm definitely gonna get that. Even I don't know, like the way that they did it all just looks like crazy from a technological standpoint. Like they like filmed all of the environments or something like that. Like it's crazy.
It's like they were filming a movie.
Yeah,
like they actually went to those places and filmed it.
Yeah, dude, I can't imagine like holding the old prop for like the Star Destroyer or something and just like photographing it. It's insane. But
3D, I'm just gonna 3D print a Star Wars universe and then just live in it.
3D printed galaxy. Yeah.
What do you watch TV series wise? What are you watching?
I watch a lot. I do like lots of Netflix binges.
Absolutely.
I've watched like all of Breaking Bad like twice.
Nice.
Of course.
Right.
That's the big one.
I've watched. I just finished watching the Daredevil series on Netflix. That was really good.
I couldn't get into it. I watched like the first couple episodes.
I haven't tried yet, man.
I don't know.
I've heard a lot of good things though.
I think it's the same thing with like the Arrow one. I watched like a season with my roommate, and I was just like, I can't. I don't know.
Yeah, I usually don't really watch the Marvel TV shows, but Daredevil, I really liked that one. I think it's mostly because I knew like nothing about Daredevil story at all, so I had like no expectations. So then when I watched it, I was like, oh, this is sick. I don't know. But maybe since you guys have heard all the hype about it, maybe it'll be harder to get into because you're expecting more. I don't know.
That's true.
The only Daredevil I know was the one with what's his face from the
Ben Affleck.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was
God,
Ben
no
Affleck
wonder I
and,
don't like the show.
Jennifer Garner or something.
Yeah. That movie was shitty. Don't base it off of that.
No. I'm gonna give it a shot though. I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to try again.
I can't. I watched like Attack on Titan, an anime series. I just watched this really weird anime series with my girlfriend. We watched like the whole season in like a day. What was it called? It's called like Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt.
What?
What the hell?
Like panties?
Like panties?
Yeah. It was weird. It's like these two like it kind of looks like Powerpuff Girls, but it's like a really like messed up version of Powerpuff Girls. It's weird.
I've actually been meaning. I have a lot of anime stuff on Netflix in my list that I've been meaning to watch.
That sounds like a show that the music on it would be porncore or so whatever the
porn grind.
Porn grind.
It's pretty funny. Like it's just like a super like vulgar version of Powerpuff Girls, where it's like these two like angels are like sent from heaven to kill ghosts. It's really stupid, and like their weapons just like this one girl like takes off her panties and it turns into like a gun, and the other.
Jesus Christ. That's the great thing about those things is they can do whatever the fuck they want.
That's one of the most outrageous things I've ever heard. Takes her panties
and then the
off.
other girl, she like takes off her stockings and they become like swords, and they just like kill ghosts with them. It's ridiculous.
It's naturally.
And then they have like a black like priest who like tells them what to do, and his name is Garter Belt. I don't know, man. It's weird. You should watch it though.
Well, I guess I have
to now.
Andrew Baena recommended this
gun panties.
Gun panties. That's what I'm gonna search now. Is gun panties. Now I'm gonna get a virus. This shit sucks. Okay.
Goodness gracious.
I guess.
Well, how much time do you have? We don't want to keep you if you have to write music and stuff.
I don't know. I can go a little longer if you guys want.
I don't give a damn. I got nothing to do. This is vacation time for me. I'm excited for you to actually. I didn't realize that you had never met Brian Storm. How did you get involved with him?
Oh yeah.
It was because before I used to do like the pop covers, I guess I did do pop covers, but I would only do like instrumental. Like I had no vocals. So I would upload like instrumental covers to YouTube, and he was like a vocalist who didn't have, he can't record or play guitar or anything like that. So he was looking for instrumental tracks to sing over, and I was providing instrumental tracks. So he just like emailed me. I don't know how he got my email. I can't remember. It was weird.
Some creeper raper guy.
Yeah, but yeah. I think maybe he like commented, and then he was just like, "Oh, email me the track or something." I don't know. But anyways, we ended up emailing each other, and I sent him like a track or two that I had, and he sent me back the track with his vocals on it, and I was like, dude, you're an amazing singer. Like, what the hell? Like, how do you not have like a channel and blah blah blah? Like, do you want to work together? And he was like, yeah, sure, I'm down. So then we like added each other on Facebook, and we would just do stuff over Facebook. But like, we weren't really like taking it seriously. It'd just be like every once in a while, I'd be like, oh, like I'm just covering this song. Do you want to sing on it? He'd be like, yeah, sure. And we do like a cover like whenever we could. Like it was like more than once a month usually, but it was like it wasn't really pop covers. It was just like more like straight covers of like Tesseract or Periphery or whatever. But then yeah, and then we went from that to started doing pop covers, and then yeah, now he's like signed to Artery and all this crazy stuff. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, his
crazy.
vocals are.
He's so good.
I mean, one of the best I've ever heard, especially with his range, because he does that. You guys do that Maroon 5 song, and it's just like, is that him? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know that he Maroon 5 is like challenging, but he pulls it off like really well. So I don't know. He's a really good vocalist.
I'm excited for you guys.
That's a meet.
Yeah,
awesome.
And we're playing a show together too on like next Saturday. So we're going to be playing some of our covers live for the first time ever too. So that'll be fun.
Oh wow!
Are you guys like filming or recording that when you do the live show?
I don't know. We probably should.
Well, as I say it, since you guys have blown up on YouTube, it would be cool if you could get like a live stream set up of the concert. People could tune in and watch it.
Because you did a live stream not too long ago, right?
Oh yeah. That was like my university's talent show. That was kind of hilarious.
Unfortunately, I didn't watch it. I was doing something, but yeah, I remember you. I saw the video of you saying, "Hey, we're gonna be doing this in a couple hours or whatever."
Yeah, we played like Wrecking Ball, and it was like for my university's talent show, and we played just that one song, and they were like, "Yeah, no, like they did not like it." So we only got
they did not like it. Those Canadians.
No.
This guy went up there and started screaming about devils and wrecking balls. It was crazy. I didn't like it.
But yeah, like, well, it was because it was like we were doing that, and then like other than us, everyone else was either like hip hop dancing or like singing. So it was like pretty random. But we already knew that going into it. We were just doing it for fun, so we didn't really give a shit. It was fun.
Some people can't handle that.
But yeah, no. So I think we're gonna try and do like a music video or something like that when he's down here, because we definitely want to like make the most out of like our first time we meet each other. Like I figured that could probably be a good video right there, especially because I guess a lot of people don't even know that we don't actually personally know each other,
right?
Because you guys didn't know that, so that could be an interesting story, I guess, to make into a video somehow. So we'll figure something out. As for live streaming, I don't know how to do that, but if we can figure it out, that'd be awesome.
Will you stream?
Probably not too hard.
Yeah, well,
you could probably use Ustream somehow.
The site and stuff is easy. It's having like a strong internet connection and a strong computer to do it. That's the pain in the ass.
Sorry.
What happened?
It's lagging out really bad.
Well, you're not.
Yeah, you look fine and sound fine for us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like can't really hear you guys.
What the fuck?
Uh-oh.
Okay, well, it's working now. I don't know. Maybe it was just like a...
The government had to tap
There's a glitch
call.
in the Matrix.
The glitch. What's going on here?
But yeah, if we can figure out how to live stream it, that'd be pretty awesome. If not, we'll probably take videos of the show and put them up somehow or some way. Yeah, and we're also I didn't even mention that we're trying to write like original music, like me and Brian and his roommate John, who does massive metal covers with him. So the three of us are trying to write like some original material too, because we figured like why not? So hopefully we'll have a new song ready sometime this summer. Not quite sure. We don't have any date set, but we want to have something out pretty soon here.
Wow, so you're going to be doing the covers, you're going to be doing GP and this new band, huh?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
Busy even when I'm off school.
Yeah.
Now, what are you going to school for?
It's called Interactive Art Technology, so it's kind of like a weird degree that covers basically like all aspects of design, so like graphic design, videography, user experience, user interface, all that stuff.
That sounds perfect for what you're trying to do.
Yeah, it works out pretty well. I like the videography stuff a lot, but it's kind of hard to find a job with that stuff. I just do a lot of freelance work.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you have a sponsor yet?
For like, what do you mean?
For anything. I thought I could have sworn that the last song or video that I watched, you did the bias stuff at the end. I kind of assumed that you guys were sponsored by them. Or something.
We have. I have a few like endorsements. I'm endorsed by Positive Grid, which is the plugin I was talking about, the bias, which I use for some of my guitar tones. I'm endorsed for a company called Set for Life, and that's for like clothing. So they send me out some clothing occasionally, and then for like my plugs, there's a company from the same city as me called BC Plugs, and they endorse me as well.
Awesome. That's sweet.
Yeah. Oh, and also String Joy for guitar strings.
Oh, wow. Good deal.
Yeah.
Badass.
So I got some pretty good hookups.
Hell yeah.
Now, how much longer do you have at school?
I think a year.
I have no clue.
I don't know until they tell me I'm done.
I don't know, man. I've been there for like 5 years already, so.
Now, are you originally from Vancouver?
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Lucky bastard. Because
I should be done my degree. I think probably like April 2016. I think it's my projected date, at least, unless something happens. I don't know.
Unless something crazy
you quit
happens
to go on tour
just
with Brian Storm.
Brian Storm, yeah.
Yeah.
Get picked up by Lamb of God or something. I guess that's all we have as far as the interview.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, we appreciate your time. I'm excited for the future for you. You seem like you got a lot of stuff lined up.
Yeah, we'll definitely be following along. I'm excited to see what you come out with next.
We'll have to do like every 6 months. Like, what the fuck's Andrew Baena doing now?
Stomping around Canada.
So we definitely appreciate your time.
Yeah, man.
And do you want to plug anything real quick? You have any dates coming out or anything coming up real quick?
Well, if you're Vancouver, we have a show on May 9th, both my band and my covers with Brian Storm. So if you're around Vancouver and listening to this, definitely come out to that. Other than that, just stay tuned to my YouTube channel. We got a bunch of stuff coming up, new covers, new original music. That's pretty much it.
Now, the GP Galactic Pegasus stuff, that's on iTunes, or where can they find that?
If you search up Galactic Pegasus, we're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, iTunes, literally everything. So it should be pretty easy to find us.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Good deal. Well, we appreciate your time. We're going to stop recording this shit right now.
Thanks, man.
All right.